Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Life Changing Stories channel. I'm joined this morning by Scott Cundill. He is the founder of My Most Trusted Network, and as well as an author and a Kung Fu expert. Hi, Scott, and welcome to the channel.
Thanks, Michael.
Excellent. Well, could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came up with this network of trusted people?
Yeah, so it's essentially I just got sick and tired of the superficial nonsense that's on social media, and well as all the bots and the fakeness that has kind of perpetuated the business world today, and of course the never-ending relentless spam. And now you have intelligent spam with AI now kind of reading everything it knows about you and then writing spam in a way that it thinks your personality will most likely to respond. So I wanted to create a world, a business world where the only way you can meet somebody is via a warm introduction. There's no other way of meeting somebody. There's no cold outreach. There's no vanity metrics. There's no posting and hoping somebody's going to see it and then pat each other on the back to say, oh, what a great post, when they don't even bother reading it. So just get away from all that crap and actually build something real. And over the last couple of years, that's exactly what we've done.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm kind of like sensing it's about in a time where everything's artificial that to find the authenticity and to find the real person. Is that right? Is that what we're looking for?
Exactly. Absolutely. It's about real people connecting with real people in business. I mean, it's not going to change. The people are still going to do business. Whether you're out in, whether you meet someone in a bar for drinks or,
Yeah.
you're at school, you're in church, wherever you want to be, you're meeting people. And that's the essence of what business is about. It's that human trusted communities. And we wanted to build a framework that doesn't replace that at
Mm.
all, but it helps individuals with their trusted networks and build their private communities and build their private networks. And then we can see glimpses into each other's private networks and then facilitate the introductions and referrals from there.
Oh, that's incredible. Now, it's mainly on LinkedIn, right?
So it's actually not. So it's a bit of a misconception.
Yeah.
People look at us and we do look like we're a LinkedIn plugin, and we do work quite closely with LinkedIn, but we're actually completely separate to LinkedIn. That said, we do speed up the LinkedIn process and make it. There's a whole bunch of directions that LinkedIn has gone completely wrong. They do some things really well and just some things really badly. And the first thing they do really badly is that you've got thousands of connections on LinkedIn, but you
Yeah.
only know and trust a small subset of those. So
Mm.
we wanted to create something that allows you can go, oh, well, I don't know this person. Who's this person? Who the hell is this person? You don't even know if they're some Indian shoemaker trying to flog you, whatever, or they're just flogged, just inundated with crap
Yes.
on LinkedIn. It's ridiculous.
Yes.
So they have a great kind of foundation, but they kind of sold their soul to the data game, and that's what they're doing. The individual's data has now become the value,
Mm.
and we don't want to do that. We wanted to create something that kind of plugs in or looks like it plugs into LinkedIn, but just kind of works on the fringes and does what LinkedIn should do really, really well, and that's what we do.
Yeah. Yes, because I know on my Facebook I have lots of friends that I actually know. The majority of them are, but on LinkedIn, I must say that I know a lot of people. I have a lot of connections, but I don't know them. And I suppose the value
Exactly.
of a trusted network is to say, like, I trust Scott. Let me introduce you to him. Is that the power of this?
Nailed it. That's right. And it's you and we facilitate that process. So if you try a lead generation, and I'm sure you must have tried it before, Michael. Everybody's had. They've gone out and they've sent out spam emails or bulk messages on social media or whatever. And even online advertising, your rate is fractions of a fraction of a percent
Yeah.
to actually get a physical meeting in front of them. If you go via an introduction, it's a 95% meeting. You've got that meeting in the bag. And as long as you're not doing it to be a hard sell, you shift your mental approach and your attitude changes to one of giving, supporting, helping, nurturing, instead of how can I sell this person something. If you've got that mindset, you will get in front of unbelievable people in business,
Yeah.
like incredible people.
Yeah. So
But you do it by referral. That's the secret.
yeah, I love that nurturing relationship, because we just want the sale and we don't actually build a relationship with people. I think that's really lacking in today's world. What do you think?
Completely. No, it's completely. And that's why every single person, I've got over 1,000 trusted connections. I've met every single one of them.
Hmm.
Like all of them I've met, I know them. So it's really important that when you have a trusted network of people around you, that you've met them and they're real, and you can vouch for them and they can vouch for you. I'm not saying, oh, I trust you so much, Michael. I've met you for the first time now that I'm going to let you look after my children for a week. It's not that level of relationship.
Yes.
But you come recommended from Andrea, and I can see who else trusts you, and I can go, this is a good guy. Like if I do business with this person, I'm gonna, he's gonna do a good job. I can trust him, and that's what we want. It's what I'm speaking is nothing new. It's been done for thousands of years. It's just we're losing this now because of this automation process and people not wanting to engage with humans as much as they were in the past.
Yeah.
But if we reconnect with that and we connect with the right people, one business meeting can change your life.
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes. So you're very passionate about being authentic and connecting people. And where did that come from? What's the story? How did you um, develop into someone that actually cares?
Sure. Well, just after the around the 2008 credit crash, I started looking into what the banks were up to, and I
Yeah.
started digging deep into how money was made, and got called a conspiracy theorist and a lunatic because I went out and tried to help people understand that, guys, you understand your loan isn't real. There's no bank loan when you go and loan money from a bank. It's an artificial, complete book entry, and it's basically a scam. At
Yeah.
the end of the day. So I started talking about this, and I went and I studied the law books and how banking worked, and I had all the evidence and everything. We did a whole court case in South Africa, which was never going to win, but boy, did we open a lot of eyes, a lot of minds, and people understanding and say, like, what is the system that we just believe in? We've got to stop just believing in systems and
Yeah.
just taking the people's default word for it. Because when you've got a shitty foundation and you keep building stuff and building stuff and building stuff, and then the foundation starts to crack and break, but you just build something in it to make it look like, plug
Yes,
it a little
yes,
hole
yes.
and then keep
But
building. You don't fix the foundation, you keep putting all the crap on top of it. And
yeah.
this is what we were doing. And I realized that, like, if we don't do something about this foundation and start at least acknowledging it, that
Yeah.
these fundamental issues, then we're just going to keep building our houses upon sand, not literally, but also figuratively. And the
Mm.
same, I mean, that's why it's massive mental health issues. I'm sure you deal with a lot. You understand this, a lot of the crap and the emotional nightmares, turmoil that people are going through. And I realized that that's where I've got to come. You've got to start looking at what's happening in the roots level. But I don't come from a mental perspective. I'm not an expert like you are in understanding psyches and those sort of things and being able to deal with those. I look at the processes and foundations and the way they're built.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go back to the social media LinkedIn type business foundation and rebuild it in a way that at least has the opportunity to be real and authentic.
Oh, that's amazing. That's great. So that's really important for you to nurture a sense of being authentic in this fake world.
That's exactly why. So, and that's why, I mean, Michael, I don't do any advertising, right? I don't do any spam. I don't do any cold calling. I don't do anything. I used to do a bit of spam and I used to cold outreach. We're involved in that because at a lead generation company. So, I learned from that kind of stuff, and I started seeing results just going lower and lower and lower and crashing. So I used to do that. Now, every single one of my meetings, and at one point, I've slowed down a little bit now. At the one point, I was having 8 to 12 new business meetings a day. Every single one of them was from a referral. Every one of them.
Oh, wow. Yes. Well, I think that's
And
the
all using my most trusted, all using MMT.
Yeah, I think that's the power of referrals, and when you do something that's authentic and real, and people honor that and validate that and share that,
Yeah,
so it's really nice.
exactly. And that's what people pick up on. Because, like I said, one meeting can change your life. You
Mm.
meet the right person, and that boom, your life can change forever. And we know that. I mean, most of us are married to that one person that changed, or one of the people that changed our lives. So you know what it's like in social terms. The same in business. It doesn't mean you have one meeting and immediately you do $1 billion worth of business. It grows and the relationship nurtures. But that initial meeting that you got to there, something clicked. And I've
Mm.
got a few of those people in my life now, not wives, but actual business people. And that it's growing into these incredible relationships. And that's what it's about. And it's beautiful to watch business relationships flourish in that way. And we
Mm.
just want to facilitate that process more efficiently, especially for business owners who don't have time. They don't have the time and effort to go and have 8 to 12 business meetings a day. They
Completely.
need one good one.
Yeah. On that note, where do you envision this going? Where do you see?
More of the same, hey? Yeah, I mean, look, MMT at the moment is a Chrome extension. You plug it in, you install it, you connect to the network, you build your private network, you connect to these super connectors, that sort of thing. You get your introduction. So it's already got it. We've built what we need. We want to, from a technical perspective, we want to, not just work on Chrome and Edge, but build a Firefox or Safari version. We want to build a mobile app. So there's lots of cool tech stuff we want to build. There's a few more additional things we want to build from an AI perspective. We're not against AI, we still use it, but as long as it doesn't replace the human authenticity, which is our sanctity. But then we also just want to start growing our partners. Anybody who works with a group of businesses, who runs a networking club or businesses, brings people together, masterminds, those sort of things. We can actually white label our tool for them or give them an opportunity to be able to plug into it as well. And they can roll it out under their brand. So to answer your question, where do we go with this? We want a swarm of individual brands all around the world running their own business networks, right? Under their own versions of My Most Trusted, because it's their own branded version. And that swarm interconnects and that becomes an alternative to LinkedIn.
Absolutely amazing. Really nice. So I like that. I like that it can be fluid and growing, and maybe to other platforms as well. You never know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what we want to look at doing. So we already now work, for example, on Zoom, and we'll start running across virtual meetings. So while you and I are on a conversation like this, MMT's popped up, and it's now searching your trusted connections to give me a referral, and it's searching my trusted connections to give you a referral.
Oh
So while
wow.
you're on a Zoom meeting in chat, it's searching each other's trusted connections and finding a match based on who you want to meet. So if I know that you really want to get into the Canadian market and you really want to work with like really busy accountants or CAs or people in the mining industry, it's searching my network to see if I know any of those accountants or people in mining industry, and it pops up on your screen, goes, hey, do you know Scott? You can request an introduction, and Scott can introduce you to these people. So live, you're creating this. It's like a shortcut to getting that meeting that's going to
Yeah,
change your life.
which is really amazing and actually invaluable. I mean, you can't put a price on that sometimes.
A great referral is priceless.
Yes, yes, yes. So I know you do kung fu, and you're quite a specialist. Are you um, deeply committed to personal growth and developing yourself?
Usually, I don't do kung fu anymore, unfortunately, because I ended up having to have a hip replacement and
Oh,
all kinds of physical issues. So not direct kung fu anyway. There's still aspects of it, especially the power stuff that I still work with. But I actually got into free diving, so I'm like a bit of an amateur free diver.
oh,
So I came here to Okinawa now, and just being able to hit the water and swim, it's fantastic. I think free diving is an amazing sport, especially as you get older, because the water is such a natural place that you can do free diving when you're 80 years old. It's just
that's cool. So yeah, so you think it's quite important to keep yourself in that space of always learning, always growing, trying new things.
yeah, you have to. I used to the way I used to look at it was one that builds you internally, one that, well, a skill that builds you internally, a skill that builds you externally, and a skill that keeps you connected to everyone around you. Those are your kind of, you can develop three skills, and on those three different things, almost like three different dimensions,
Yeah.
then that's going. So yeah, so I'd still, like, I was doing gym really hard. I tore my Achilles, so I had to do a lot of rehab. Um, so I'm always into that. So yeah, I love that. So that's that. And like the great thing about freediving with your breath holding, you have to go internal because it's flipping difficult.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I love
Um,
that. I mean, that something to do internal, something to do external, and something to keep you connected. That's amazing. That sounds like a book.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's a lot of people do that because they'll focus on one particular skill and get really good at it. So they might be really in their head, they might be really analytical. They've developed such incredible skills from an analytical perspective.
Yeah.
But they're weak and they're just sitting behind a desk all day and their neck's sore and this is sore and they're in pain or whatever. So they haven't developed their physical body. And so they've internal from the mind. But you've also got it depends on how you look at it. Some people are like meditate nonstop and they'll meditate da 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 la 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 la. They do yoga, they're physically strong, but
Yes.
they have no connect. They're not doing anything with their lives. They're like wondering, hoping that the universe is going to tell them to. They have no goal in that way, or they have goals, but they're lofty and they're with wishy-washy. Like, what are you doing that's grounding you? So these are the different things that you need. So, for me, travel is also really important. But to connect me to people around me, I'm constantly doing meetings, but it's business meetings, helping people grow their networks so I can make introductions. I did over 1,000 introductions last year.
Oh, wow.
Um, some of our users are doing like anywhere between 10 and some of them do like 30 or 40 introductions a month, even more. Super connected. So everyone's connecting with each other. They're introducing each other. They're bringing people, and they're helping that individual find that one meeting that'll change their life.
Yeah, and I believe in the future that the way business will be run will be by collaborating, by connecting with people. Even if AI is there, I think that's such an important component that we still have to maintain our humanity and connect with people on a heart and mind level.
We have no choice. It has to happen like that because a lot of business is going to start become more automated. We've seen in the wars that are happening at the moment how the role that AI is starting to play in the wars. I mean, it's starting to take over stuff like
Oh,
big time. We've seen stories about AI CEOs. Starting to it's really like it's getting a bit like ridiculous. So it is becoming a kind of humanity versus AI, but you can't turn it into a war. You've got to turn it into like, let's just let AI do its thing. It's just going to eventually just as long as you don't feed it like eventually it'll just burn itself, not burn itself out, but it'll just keep going and doing its own thing. We have to create our own pockets of civilization and
mm,
our own pockets of communities where we work together in authentic ways, in heart-centered ways, and we keep those relationships alive. And those are going to be potentially very separate from it's because it's going to get ridiculous. It's going to
yeah,
be so ridiculously automated. Can you imagine if bureaucracy, the ridiculously of bureaucracy, had an AI manage the ultimate AI bureaucrat enforcing the stupidest rules because somebody programmed it to follow the rules? Like it'll be a horrible place to live.
yeah,
Like it really will be an awful place to live. It's like, oh dear, no, we can't stop here to go to this restaurant or this little place, or you can't go because the credits, the money that you've spent has run out, because of the CBDCs. I can get into this whole thing, but it's
yes.
this controlled society that's AI is kind of becoming part of because AI can manage large amounts of data very, very quickly. So
Mm,
it becomes the ultimate bureaucrat.
yes.
So while AI's got some really cool stuff, like what we're recording this conversation and the transcripts, boy, it can be an absolute nightmare for civilization to live in.
And chaos eventually, if it interferes with our connections.
Which it will inherently do, because as I said, if you've got the ultimate bureaucrat, and
Mm,
again, nobody wants to. People are hating working in companies right now. They don't like it. They don't like them. They don't like a lot of people don't like working in large corporations. You've got all the stuff, the narcissistic issues and the bosses and da 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 da. Da. Now, just imagine that you've got all these complicated rules. Most people don't even exist, and now you've got a bureaucrat
yeah,
that's AI-based bureaucrat. It's
yes.
just going to be crazy. So this is where we're going. We're replacing humans with these, not just robots. Oh, I'll put in a screw, turn the screwdriver, da da da, build the car. Replacing humans. I'll do a delivery. Don't need Amazon anymore. Don't need a driver. AI will drive my car. It's not just those kind of rudimentary things. It's starting to encroach in taking over the cognitive abilities of humans in positions of influence and power.
Yeah,
Like, interesting. So I don't want to really be part of that aspect of it. I want to create pockets of society of amazing people doing amazing things with each other and using a little bit of AI and using great tech where appropriate.
absolutely amazing, amazing. And I love that. I love where it's going. It feels great. It feels trusted. And well done on doing that. It's been great chatting with you. Do you have any last pearls of wisdom to share with the viewers?
No, it's just great. I hope you just go to My Most Trusted. It's mymosttrusted.net. Install the Chrome extension, plug in. Be great if they can connect with you directly, Michael. And then you're the hub. You become the hub, so to speak,
Yeah,
and start seeing if you can do it. Just get in front of wonderful people and just start having some great meetings. And we're global. We've got lots of people in South Africa, but lots of people around the world.
yeah. Well, thank you, Scott, for your time. It's been great chatting with you and everybody. We'll see you next time on the channel. Remember to visit the website lifechangingcourses.co.za and connect with us and stay up to date. We'll see you again. Goodbye.